Yo, what is up, guys? So we're back at it again with some Overwatch coaching. Today we're going to be checking out a 31-16 Genji. So this is the Diamond Ranked, and it's cool because I actually did one-trick Genji for a super long time. Now, this one, just as a heads up, is console. Now, I did mention before, when I would talk about turning off aim assist on characters that are non-hit scan for console, Genji is kind of an exception, and that is due to getting up really close and being able to use the alternate fire on console. Getting that aim assist is actually pretty big, especially when you do what's called a short dash, which is where you dash and you kind of just look at the ground, so it basically makes your dash shorter, so you can instantly just go for those alternate fires around to the person. But anyways, if you guys are new to this series, it's how I try to help some of you guys out, because you guys ask me all the time during the live streams, yo, how can I get better at the game? This is what I play, and I'll usually ask what your rank is, because there's a lot of techniques that are generally better for someone that is a little bit more familiar with like what you can do on the hero. But if any of you guys would like to be coached by me, feel free to go ahead and just send your gameplay via Twitter, or you can hit me up via Discord in the description box, or you can hit me up with that old-fashioned email, and we'll get you one step closer from being bronze to a grandmaster's. But anyways, my Genji, by the way, is just only at master's level. I have not used Genji only and gotten grandmasters, but I can still definitely give you a lot of tips over in Diamond over here. So first off, building up your ult is really key as Genji, especially with Moira being so like relevant in the meta. It's kind of hard just to get some like easy kills as Genji against some of the supports. But it looks like you just got to pick on Mercy. That's huge. That's huge early on. Now it looks like, okay, first mistake we're making over here. Let's slow it down. All right. So when we're over here and we engage the soldier, okay, the D.Va's not looking at us, right? The D.Va is distracted. Look at how much damage you did to the soldier, and then you threw your reflect. All right, so look how low the soldier is. I mean, it's a little bit potato quality, but you guys can still see he's probably around anywhere from like maybe 60, maybe 70 HP. Why did you reflect? If he was to sit here and do damage to you, because look at where he can go to like avoid damage, because you still have dash here, all right? You could have easily just dashed and you would have actually killed him. But I don't know why you used reflect. I think the appropriate play would be just to keep on throwing shurikens, and then when he breaks line of sight, you can immediately follow up with dash and then just go in. Because if he stays here and you just threw your shurikens, you would have killed him. I don't know if the reflect actually pulls off the kill, but yeah, you had your reflect up, and I think it would have been much better to dash in over here, confirm the kill. You would still have your dash, you can dash out, you can sit there for a while, and then you could use reflect if the D.Va over here throws out her missiles on you. So just a small little thing that you could have done a little bit more effective, but you should dash it. Whoa, go confirm the kill, man! Alright, well, it looks like you guys are pretty much going to win the fight. You killed Mercy. Well, your teammates killed Mercy. And looks like they cleaned up the soldier over there as well. This is good. You're just right-clicking on the Roadhog. What were we reflected? Is there a soldier that I did not see and she was going to come out of nowhere? I don't know. Definitely not effective over here. Alright, so what you should do right now is not sit on the payload. That is not Genji's job. What you should have done right here. Alright, so what you should have done right here is, look, we do not have ult. They could maybe come back. I mean, more likely they're pretty staggered, and the Junkrat is kind of free over here if your team just engaged him. But what you should have done, because you do not have ult, go over here to the high ground and start spamming shurikens down over here to build your ultimate to basically secure the point in the off chance that they are able to kind of stall it out. Why are you being so passive? You guys just killed some people. You should be very aggressive. Now against Junkrat in that small area, probably not the best idea. But if you have multiple people, on your team that are able to engage, oh gosh, that Reaper ult was completely unnecessary. But yeah, you guys confirmed it. Now the next thing you should be doing right now is checking the high ground to see if they're going to swap heroes, because that is something that some people do, especially in this phase of the map, because the high ground is really important. However, you already have ultimate, so you really don't need to go there and poke, unless you can, secure a kill, which still can be good. You can even pop ultimate. Okay, look, that's there's going to be a lot of people that go for the high ground. All right, one tip right here. Let's slow this down. All right, so with this soldier right here, he was again really low. You could have followed up with what's called a short dash. And so how you do the short dash is you just get your aimer, instead of looking over here, look at the ground, look at his feet. You just need a dash, because the dash, it can't headshot, so you're going to do the same amount of damage regardless of where it hits. But like I said, doing a short dash right here is a technique that I didn't even know about until I hit Grandmasters. So it's a technique that it's really good. What it allows you to do is basically dash towards the target, obviously getting right next to the target, and then using your alternate fire. That's actually really, really big. But yeah, you should have short dashed instead of... I mean, he got bubbled in that case, but you might have been able to actually kill him before he got bubbled, if you're just a little bit faster on that. Okay, well, Lucio dies, whatever. At this point, you could decide... Ooh, oh, wow, that's actually surprising you got that. Okay, we're gonna pop... I didn't even see anyone there. Okay, looks like we're getting that soldier because he was still high ground. Okay, that works out. Alright. Trying to focus the Mercy right now. It's good. Yeah, just try to get a real closer. You pretty much did that for the most part. But again, when you don't have ultimate, you don't need to stand on the payload. You should be always trying to get an angle on your opponents, whether it's like the high ground left or the right side. But generally, don't hit the shields as Genji, especially when you have a Genji Reaper. You're really not looking to get rid of the shields. Alright, so this looks like we're on Zarya. Oh, kind of messed up a dash there. Maybe got kind of pushed by the Junkrat bomb. Alright, so we're low on health. Oh, dude, do not hold still. Oh my gosh, you're crazy. You crazy. Alright, hold on. Let's go back when you're really low on HP. So I know that, you know, sometimes people that play Ana, they got no aim. But the thing is you should have just went up here. If you wanted to kind of stay and fight, you could have just went over here and kind of was like, I need healing over here and held still. But you're kind of out in the open, especially since, you know, they easily could just spam down over here. If you really wanted to be, like, in this position for whatever reason, you could have walled up, run up the wall, and just keep on just running up wall over and over, and then you could spam, I need healing. But holding still, I would just not suggest that. Okay, it looks like we finally get healed over here, but just a small little, like, mistake there that could have been improved. We're making our way towards the health pack. Okay. Now, one thing you can do is not deal damage to a target to actually guarantee that you'll get the health pack, unless, of course, you know that they took damage. That's something that I will do, especially if it's like a mega health pack, is I won't damage the target if I really need to get the health pack, and they're standing over it, because if they don't take any damage, they can't get the health pack. You can just literally walk into it, even if they're standing on top of it, as long as they're at full HP, it won't grab the health pack. But, looks like we're... Ooh, okay, we confirmed that kill on though. Good stuff. Now we're on the Mercy. Oh, okay. Let's talk about this. Okay, great that you got that kill on the... Was that over here? Okay, but look where the Mercy's at. You decided to again do like a full extended dash. You should have looked at her feet and dashed. Also, you could just not dash. You could just go up to her, right-click her to the point where she's going to fly. Because you know that there's a player right here. Not only because of the beam, but hopefully you did see the Zarya there for awareness. But the first thing that Mercy's going to do, if you engage her, she's just going to fly to her teammate. She's not going to just sit there. So you wasting dash enables her to actually move away. So exactly. So you can still go on the Mercy, though. She's probably still a little bit low, but, you know, Mercy does have that health regeneration. So yeah, just good thing that you did just try to focus on the Mercy there. Sometimes people just kind of lose track of their targets, but this is Diamond, so hopefully you can manage your stuff over here a little bit better. So we already have ult right here. It's going to be pretty difficult to secure a kill, and we really didn't need to waste our engagement opportunity, because more than likely you weren't going to get anything done. You're just going to give them ult charge. Oh, whoa, that is crazy. All right. Going on Mercy is real questionable. Ooh, okay. Maybe if you dragged your analog stick a little bit farther to the left, you would have killed Zen with the last swipe. But, just one thing I want to say is just be very careful against Junkrat, because he can just instantly kill you really fast. Of course, with the primary fire, and then just throws those grenades. But overall, I would say your problem is you might not even know about the short dash, which is huge. It's really big. Definitely recommend you to like learn that. Although it's a really simple mechanic. But again, I got up to Masters one trick in Genji. I didn't even know about that. But that's a really good thing to actually learn. Now, right now, it's probably more of a benefit for you to try to actually build up ult charge. So going up to like the tanks right now and just getting some good right clicks in. Oh, that was a decent dash. You hit a lot of targets over there. Okay, let's get some resets. One thing I want to mention is try to get behind D.Va when the Reaper was engaging, just so you can, again, try to build up that ult charge. Good thing you're being aggressive. One thing that I feel like a lot of lower ranked players have is they're just not as aggressive. I mean, I've been doing some VODs for a while, and a lot of times the VODs are like around gold and stuff, because gold, plat, and silver are like the most relevant ranks. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, it doesn't really matter because you don't have dash up, but one thing I wanted to mention, when you're playing against Junkrat, or just any hero that has like something that it's going to, I don't know, it just have like a certain like direction of like because this is going to be a radius, so it's like a circular. But if you were to have dash, even if you would have dashed, the way Genji's dash works is it still registers as where he is before the dash completes. That's why you can't dash through a lot of things. You used to be able to dash through Junkrat's trap. That was like a ping issue also that they kind of addressed in a lot of things that like worked in the game. Besides as Genji, because you're locked in that animation, it's very easy for him to know exactly where you are. In this instance, it didn't really matter because you still like kind of won anyways. But alright, looks like you guys took that round. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright, so let's go ahead and fast forward unless we're going to switch our team composition. You did say in the email that this was Genji / Junkrat, and I'm just going to cover Genji in this video just because, in fact, I think the last video that we did was actually a Junkrat player. So I want to get that variety of gameplay in, just because this way if someone is like, yo, I'm a Genji player, I need some help, I can be like, yo, I'll link to the video, because one thing that you're doing, definitely, that you can improve upon, again, is the short dash and managing your reflect. There's a few times where you reflected where you could have played a little bit more aggressive. One thing that I always tell players as someone that has played a lot of Genji is wait to take damage before you actually reflect, because sometimes people will preemptively reflect. That's okay against certain heroes that can instantly kill you. For example, like Widowmaker, yeah, you probably need to reflect before you take damage, because you take one damage, it's over, because you're dead. But you just keep that in mind that sometimes players aren't looking at you, and you definitely did that a few times. So it looks like we're just building ult charge right now, and that's totally fine. Just keep in mind what you're up against. Okay, so we're using dash. Just try to use your right click. Okay, there we go. Again, okay, so your reflex over here, what were you reflecting? There was no threat right there. Like, I know Genji could technically right click, and if they're all headshots and you can dash you're dead, but like, it's not something that I would necessarily be afraid of, like, in that instance where I would have been like, okay, let me reflect. I'm sure you already know, but you can't reflect, whereas the beam, you can, however, reflect the orb, but like, I generally just don't engage Moira. Okay, in this instance, he was lower than you. You didn't really need to go for the deflect. Unfortunately, we died to the Genji. Now, at this point, your team looks like they're going to try to contest without you. Looks like you guys got 3 DPS. Wait, who's your tank? Do you guys have a tank? Sometimes, oh, hold on. Okay, you guys have DPS. Okay, you got a tank. Start, right? But no, dude, even at like Grandmaster's level, there's a lot of times where you just won't have certain heroes. Try to finish off the Genji if possible. It's good that you're following up with... Now, okay, but going back to what I was saying before, when I was talking about like preemptively like reflecting, against like, a target like McCree, you can do it because if you get flashbang, more than likely you will die. However, one tip that I have against McCree is try not to short dash against McCree by looking at feet. You can technically short dash if you have auto climb enabled. You can dash towards a wall, and the reason why I say dashing, like, not to do short dashes against McCree is because if you land on the ground after a flashbang, it makes it easier for him to follow up the shot. So my suggestion against McCree, again, another reflect where she wasn't even looking at you. So managing your reflex is definitely much better. Another thing is try to jump over D.Va. The cyber agility passive that he has that lets you double jump is huge. And being able to do that against tanks is really big because, well, they're not actually looking at you. But going back to what I was saying before about like the McCree thing, is the reason why you want to be up in the air is because it makes it much harder for him to follow up a shot after a flashbang if the target's moving. Alright, so unfortunately we died again, but we got 2 picks, so it's still winnable actually in this instance for your team. But Mercy's resin the Moira. Might be kind of still in that like unknown scenario here if you guys are going to be able to come back from this push that they're making. But it looks like both divas are out of mech, and it looks like it might be in your favor now after that beat was dropped. Genji going in, okay. Got the baby diva. Okay, Kree. Okay, so like I said, in some instances it's okay. Now, since he's out of flashbang and he's at like half HP, you should have played way more aggressive. Looks like you were a little bit scared to go in there. Okay. Okay, there you go. Instantly try to dash out because it looked like someone was kind of there, and it's never worth it to just die. Just use your cooler and cap. Just sometimes people do play greedy. Alright. Oh gosh. A little bit dangerous there. I know you were trying to reflect there and get rid of the supercharger, but you shouldn't have been in that position. You needed a tank to kind of be there to create that space for you. So I guess the tank was like, "Yeah, dude, I want to engage it," because they did have the shield up. I know, like I said, you did reflect, but as far as communication, I'm not sure if it was recorded in this game. I know sometimes in console there's a lot less people being vocal in the chat. However, once you're in like Grandmasters, I would say in console, there's a lot more people that talk. On PC, I feel like as long as you like Diamond, people like have mics. But I know the struggle, dude. I hit GM on console as well, so I feel like I have a little bit better understanding of when people say like, "Yo, dude, no one communicates on console." That is true until you get to like Masters and Grandmasters. A lot more people will be vocal. It's just, or more people will have mics, let's say. Sometimes you get the people with like the default PlayStation microphone that's like, oh my gosh. It's bad, but it's, hey, dude, I would rather have the call-outs than none. Alright. One thing that I really dislike playing is Genji Nomura, honestly. It's a very hard matchup. Right, so I think you're saying my ultimate's ready for it, of course I am. Okay. Ooh, okay. One mistake here you're making. Alright. We got dash. We could, if you dash in right here, then you pop your ult, you can go for a dash and then you only have to one swipe them. Another thing that I mentioned, when Moira is using her ultimate, she actually does not have, looks like, okay, so what you did over here, hold on. What you did over here was you slashed the Orisa and then went for a dash. It looks like you kind of pointed towards Moira, but the thing is that you could have focused the Moira, got the reset on your dash, and then killed the Orisa. But one thing to keep in mind, when Moira's in her ultimate, she's locked in here. She does have like more movement speed, just as a heads up, so you will never catch up to her, unless of course you have dash, and I think you found that out the hard way. But yeah, we're just swiping. I know you have Nano, but you ended up killing her. Okay. Well, I don't. She just probably wasn't moving correct. Now, it is true that if you move backwards in Overwatch, you do have lower movement speed. So she could have easily. I feel like she could have got out of that. She should have just turned around or just moved a little bit better, because she definitely should have been able to get out of there. But generally, I don't want to say you should engage Moira, unless of course she is locked in that animation. Sometimes you don't do enough damage fast enough, and she's going to heal up. But you were nanoed, so it worked out. I guess 2 out of 10 Moira. But generally, I would not advise to utilize. Oh gosh, that Genji. But generally, I would not say to go onto Moira with your ultimate, unless she's also ulting, and I guess if you have damage. So it's like a very like circumstantial like situation where it just worked out. But again, I felt like she wasn't moving in a straight line. The fastest way to get from point A to point B is always going to be a straight line in a majority of cases in games. But in that instance, I don't think she was moving straight. I don't know why. That's good that we dodged that. Now, one thing that you can try to do after you see a D.Va ult is I always recommend to try to kill the D.Va if you have someone that has mobility. And you can kill D.Va before she like remechs. That's actually really big, because she's going to be locked in, of course, that animation of calling down the mech, and you just go up to her, just right click, and then you're good to go. Alright, do not engage more while she's ulting. You're just going to lose. But you're going to find out the hard way. Looks like you were really like, I don't know what to do, fam. Looks like you also got sucked backwards by the Zarya, or the Orisa. But yeah, do not engage Moira as Genji when she's ultimating. Like, in fact, I just don't even bother engaging Moira. Moira's a very difficult target to get off a kill, unless of course she's doing her ultimate and she's stuck in the animation and you are like behind her. But even then, like it's very hard to secure kills at like I would say even at like the diamond rank. It's difficult. I wouldn't even do it. Looks like we're prioritizing Mercy. And another thing is do not even bother going for Mercy when she's ulting. It's too difficult for most people. Looks like McCree's going for a flank. Alright. One thing that you could have done here. Alright. So McCree just used flashbang. You still have dash, by the way. So in this instance, I would have went for a left click, because he's only going to be, he's not going to be, you're not close enough for all of these three to land. I think maybe one lands. Let's see. It looks like one shot landed. So you already knew that he just had used flashbang on your teammate. I mean, you could see them right here, right? So what you could have done is just dashed forward right here and take the shot for them. And that would also technically because this is console, more than likely he has aim assist on. The aim assist can get really messed up, and it could, when there's 2 targets, it can try to prioritize another target, and this is just like a console tip. Yeah, you could have definitely saved this person. I don't know if they're gonna even die, but you could have actually dashed here. And then I wouldn't actually have used reflect, because unless your sensitivity is like 5,000 a year, but dash and then try to reflect, you'd be a god if you were able to do that. But I would have just dashed forward, take the shot, and then follow up with this, because, well, his flashbang is already out. But yeah, you could have definitely done that. So just go there. You could have actually, in fact, you could have, since flashbang was already gone, you could have just opened up with reflect. But I would have just tried to take in the shot, and then, because he can only do 140 damage to you via a headshot. But that would have been a better play. It looks like he ends up getting the kill on that play. Oh wait, okay, you got him. Got some reflex over here. It looks like I don't know if she messed you up or if she helped you out by making it so the other team couldn't follow up over there. But looks like we're on Mercy. That's good. Try to focus on Mercy. She was low. Mercy should have been the target. But with more ult, it's too difficult to secure a lot of the kills unless you're getting like triple headshot shurikens. It's just too difficult. Go on Mercy though, for sure. Okay, that's good. All right, let's reset. Let's try to focus Moira right now. I know I said like I just try not to engage Moira, but like the other options are what? 2 tanks. Okay, I guess there was McCree over there because he finally came back from spawn. But I would go out on McCree probably after the Mercy's dead. Or you could have tried to build up your ult. I don't remember what you were at. Looks like you're swapping up the Reaper. Okay. Now, one thing I want to mention, I'm not sure if this instance would be relevant, but I just figured I'd mention it just as like a quick little tip for anyone that plays Reaper. Wraith actually gives you 5% movement speed, so getting back to the point as fast as possible, usually it's Wraith, and then you do your teleport after. In this instance, you probably needed to get back to the point like ASAP, so yeah. But looks like that round's over. Let's go and fast forward to the next section. Is this where you're gonna play Junkrat? Okay, this is where you're playing Junkrat. So at this point, I'm just gonna call it. If you guys want to watch the full like VOD, I'll still link it down below. But I just wanted to go over again Genji. So let's go ahead and just let's just scroll back over here for the time frame so we see some more Genji. Let's go to actual gameplay. So one thing let's talk about. Doing short dashes, that's definitely something that would make you much better at the game. Also, like, for example, the reflect right there. What were you reflecting? First off, what were you reflecting? Second off, there was no threat. Only reflect when you feel like there is a threat. That's actually one of the biggest things that people do as Genji, like, wrong, I would say. Also, it seems like your flanks are a little bit weak. Like, you could distract your opponents much better instead of trying to deal with, like, another Genji. I just think that, I mean, if you can kill the Genji, that's good, but why take a matchup that is, like, balanced? You want to take the imbalanced matchups, like, you know, targeting other things. And there was also a time where the Mercy, like, she was healing, and you just dashed towards where she could just fly in the opposite direction. So keep that in mind, too. You could just wait for her to fly, and you could have dashed towards her kill there. That was unlike the first point of attack. But overall, not too bad. But again, just work on some of the reflecting, some of the short dashes. That's actually one of the most important things. Like I said, I didn't know about that for the longest time when I played Genji. And it has helped my Genji tremendously to secure kills. But yeah, just don't engage with Moira again. That was another quick little tip over there. She's just really strong for being able to deal with flankers. But anyways, hopefully, homie, this helps you out and helps you get a little bit better and helps anyone that is a Genji main get a little bit better at the game, managing some of the techniques that I showed you guys, as well as managing any of the little like mechanical things in the game. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the vid. If you did, go ahead and slap Arena on that diva like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And like I said, if any of you guys feel like you would like to be coached by me, feel free to go ahead and send in. You can hit me up via, you can send me a YouTube link via Twitter, or you can hit me up in my Discord group. We have like a coach me section, and I'm just trying to get in some good variety. Like I said, I already had Junkrat, so that's why I'm not going to go over Junkrat gameplay, but I'm just going to recommend you check that out. I'll just link that down below also. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I am signing out.